Hello! In this video I will be showing you how to convert a RAMPS 1.4 to be 24 volt compatible. 24 volts does give some advantages with 3D printers. Hot end heaters will heat up quicker, motors are more efficient, and drivers are quieter. With 24 volts, the amperage on the wires will be lower than at 12 volts, so it is a little bit safer as well. So converting your ramps to 24 volts is actually relatively simple. The first thing you need to do is take a look at your ramps, and this is your bog standard straight from AliExpress $3 to $5 ramps 1.4 here. And you need to ensure that all the surface mount components, like these capacitors, are rated for 24 volts. These ones are rated for 35, so we are okay there. So there's two things that we need to change on this to make it 24 volt compatible. The first thing we need to change is this diode right here at D1. What that does is it takes the 12 volt input voltage and converts it to 5 volts to feed the Arduino Mega. Unfortunately, if we feed that 24 volts, it will pop, it won't work. So we need to actually remove this. So it can be a little tricky just due to room. Get a pair of snips. Just kind of reach in there. And snip off the other end. And I don't know where that went. You should wear safety glasses, but there we go. Diode 1 is removed. So now this will not feed voltage to your Arduino Mega. So you're going to have to feed 5 volts to that separately, which if you're building a voron, you're going to be using a Raspberry Pi with Clipper. So the Arduino will be plugged into the Raspberry Pi. That is where it will draw its 5 volts. So you don't need to worry about replacing that. Simply remove it. So after D1 is removed, the next thing you will have to do is modify these polyfuses. Now there are several ways of going about this. The simplest way to do this is to take your large polyfuse here, which is rated for 16 volts, remove it, bridge it with a low gauge wire that can handle the amperage, and that's it, because the smaller one here is rated for 30 volts. You can leave that in, and doing it this way, you have to rely on a fuse somewhere else in the circuit to provide protection. The way I'm going to show you how to do it is remove both of these and replace them with these fuses that are replaceable, and you can find at most hardware stores. These are auto type fuses. They're rated for 32 volts. So the first thing we're going to have to do is remove both of these. Now there are several ways of removing these. You can simply cut them. However, I do want to reuse these holes for something later, so I'm going to try and desolder them. Take my soldering iron. Okay, after the fuses are removed, you're going to want to use a solder sucker to remove the solder from these holes, because they need to be clear, because we're going to be soldering something else in their place. So you get the solder and then use your solder sucker, suck it away. There we go. There we go. And this is what we will be using to hold our fuses. Now there are store-bought items that you can buy that hold these, and then you would just simply solder them to the board. However, I'm going to be using the DIY route here. This is a printed holder. I'll include the link below. And these are some female spade connectors that have been modified you can use a file or a grinder into a point so that you can solder them through hole style to the board. So these go in the holder. And I've used two different style of spade connectors here. These ones are a little bit thicker, higher quality ones, and then I've also used some of the cheaper style there. The cheaper ones are easier to modify because it's a cheaper steel, thinner steel. However, I found they're not exactly forgiving when it comes to filing. They tend to break very easily because it's a thinner steel, but they're easier to file, so you have to trade off there. Okay, so those two there. Here. And then we need to attach this to our board. So line up the holes. And this part's going to be a little bit fun. There we go. Put it through like that. And if they don't go all the way through, you may need to modify them a little bit further. And now we just need to simply solder them into position. So again, take your soldering iron and solder them like you would any through-hole component. There we go. And then once they're soldered in position, just flip it over, make sure everything's still good. And then you simply take your fuses and install them. Like so. So now you have replaceable fuses on your ramps 1.4, and it is good for 24 volts. Again, this won't power your Arduino Mega anymore. You'll have to power that through your Raspberry Pi or some other standalone power supply, but this will allow you to run your motors and heater off of 24 volts. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me below or ask in the Discord. Hope this video has been helpful. Thank you and have a great day.